Welcome to the stream, folks. Today we're going to be doing some building. Building an entire fleet. So everything from logistical ships to big battleship, hopefully, if we get through everything and we have enough time. So, starting off, let's just build ourselves our first little mining vessel. Oh, first off, before we get too in depth, let's do a quick rundown of the mods. We've got the Armored Tiered Thruster mod, the Azimuth Complete Mod Pack, the Letters mod, the Command Console Pack, Darth Biomex AI Computer Core, Dummy Industries Build and Repair System, the Energy Shields, the Guided Missile System, MechSpecs Weapon Pack, Sanction Interior Pack, the Small Ship Mod Pack, Tiered Atmos Thrusters, the Dead Tech Furniture and Mess Hall Packs, Digi's Conveyor Air Vents, I forget who does this, it's the Kitchen Mod Pack, and iKester's Decoration Pack. So, get that out of the way. Actually, I'm going to be doing this. We're going to start off with our drill ship, which is a pretty important kind of ship you want to build. Why? Oh. There we go. I placed down the large block instead of the small block. A derp a derp. Okay. Let's turn our sentry on. Okay, so... do I have any reactors? No. I've got to put reactors on my little bar here. Okay. Just gonna do that. Okay.
Storm inbound.
Oop, that could be bad. Alright, and the Azimuth small drills. Those are really good to use for a ship like this. Okay, so... good deal. Everything's popped up good. Alright. Off to a good start. There we go. Now let's get some thrusters on here. I'm using the tiered armor thrusters. Actually, I want gyroscopes first. There we go, a couple gyroscopes. Place down a connector. It's a lot of cargo, so that's good. You're gonna need a lot of cargo space. I want our upwards and downwards thrust. Just like that. Alright, let's do a quick test. Alright. So far, so good. And place down our landing gears. And essentially we're done. I do kind of want to reinforce a little bit. Mostly because if anything kind of gets bumped or busted up, that wouldn't be good. Okay. Plus, you never know, something might take a pot shot at you, and having a little bit of reinforcement is always a good idea. There we go. Just drop myself down a little bit so I can reach the bits a little bit easier. And little battery right there. Just because. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and take this thing for a quick spin. Oh yeah. Let's see, we want to reduce the power of that connector to... There we go. Let's get that lined up. There we go. And park it. Hold on. There we go. Okay, yeah. And there we go. Perfect. Our first little drill ship is a success. And yeah. I did kind of cheat a little bit with the armor thrusters here, but you know what? All the mods I'm using are quality of life improvements and are totally optional, so if you don't want to use them, you don't have to use them. Okay, so we got ourselves a drill ship, which means now we have some supplies. We're gonna need to build ourselves a welding ship now. Same basic principle. That thing got bumped somehow. So we're just gonna correct that real quick. Once again, turn our symmetry on. There we go. Let's see. There we go. Just gonna place gyroscopes there. Okay. that. Right there. Right there. And I'm not going to worry too much about anything else. So we've got our oxygen tank and all on our drill ship here. So if you need oxygen or need to refill your tanks, you can just do it from there. And this is just to kind of just build whatever you need aside from that, so. Now we're just gonna pretty it up a little bit. You don't have to. It's just, you know, one's own personal aesthetic choice to do so. Or not. Okay. Let's get some extra light so I can see what I'm doing here. There we go. There. There we go. Just like that, you got ourselves a nice little welding ship that we can do repairs and larger scale building. Alright. Let's get ourselves a landing gear or two on there. There we are. Okay. So you got yourself your drill ship, you got yourself your welding ship. Now what's next? Well, now you're probably going to want to build yourself some kind of station so that you can start building bigger and bigger projects. So for that, you want to probably pick out an asteroid, because those are the easiest to start building off of, and they do offer some protection from at least one side. Okay, so just throw a block down, build out a little bit. And one of the first things you're going to want to build, that the rest of the build is going to be based off, is a large cargo container. Now, for most games, you're only ever going to need one of these, because these things have a ridiculous amount of volume, and you're probably not going to be using up every resource, so just one to start out is good enough. Now, you're also going to want a refinery. So go ahead and slap one of those down, make sure it has good connection, which I think it does. Okay. So, you got your refinery. What next? Assembly. Don't worry about any superfluous connections or upgrades or anything at this point. It's not that big of a deal. Okay? Next up, you're going to want a power supply. Now, at first, I would recommend a battery. And don't worry about all these, like, upgrade connections just yet. You can upgrade those later. Okay, so a couple of batteries. That'll give you enough power to run one at a time. You're also going to want a solar panel, just so you can get some decent power out of this. Don't worry too much about defense or anything like that just yet, because at this point I doubt any pirates or other players are going to be coming along, especially if you've been smart about building and all that. So get yourself a couple of solar panels, and that's going to boost your power output and also recharge your batteries when you need to recharge them. So you've got those, everything else is being cranked away at. But next, you're going to want some kind of oxygen production. So over here, going to throw down an oxygen generator. If I can get it to line up properly. There we go. Oxygen generator, oxygen tank. Just like that. Okay, what next? Medical bay. Medical bay is extremely important because without one of these things, if you die, you're dead. That's it. You gotta start over from scratch. You can't even go out and try and get your stuff back. So, get yourself a medical bay down.
Meteor storm inbound.
And that's a bit of a danger, but that's also why you try to build yourself onto an asteroid like this. So it's a little bit easier to defend yourself from incoming meteors. And just for ease, I have the Gatling turret set up over here because I don't want to get anything destroyed right away. Okay. So you've got oxygen, you've got your medical bay, you're building supplies, you've got some power. What next? Next, you're going to want a reactor. Rather, a couple of reactors. So, put that right there, and that right there. Leave some way to get to your reactor manually, because if you're completely out of power and you just stick uranium in your cargo container, any conveyor systems or anything that are set up will not pull it into the reactor. So keep that in mind. Okay, so you've got your production, you've got your power, all that sorted. You're doing pretty good, right? Just keep expanding onto it. Start making sure you can get up and down and move around your station pretty easily. This is just the most basic thing you can build. Probably build something fancier later on. Right now, this is where your base of operations is going to be. You want to get everything covered up as soon as possible. Now here, you're going to want to build yourself a connector so that you can dump everything you have into your cargo container, and that's going to dump it into the refinery, the assembler, which will dump everything into the reactors and ice production and whatnot that you need. Okay. So now, you don't want to be stuck having to constantly resupply your oxygen and your hydrogen and all that, so it's time to close this thing up. Plus, at this point, you're going to want some extra defense anyways. So, just work on covering that up. Something to keep in mind here is that the refinery is not airtight. So we're going to see what we can do about sealing that up. Okay. Also, gravity generator. Pretty important. Okay, now I made a mistake here. I did not leave this open so that I could get to my reactor manually. So we're just going to extend our wall outward a little bit. There we go. Now we have ourselves a basic airlock. And a way to get ourselves up here. Okay, so we're looking good. Alright, so we're leaking air from somewhere. And that's due to the refinery here. Sealing it up like that doesn't work. It's still not airtight. So, what do we do in that situation? Well, it's getting cramped in here anyways. So one of the things we can do is, since we have our grinding ship, or welding ship rather, we can build onto it. So instead of having 4 welders, where is it? There we go. We can build on some grinders. Just like that. got ourselves some grinders, and we can grind down our refinery here. And the solar panels. And by removing this, we're actually going to be opening up a lot more room in here. Or, actually, now that I think about it, we don't actually have to remove that, we just need to expand our wall a little bit. Okay, so, just do a quick little redesign here. There we go. Let's make this look a little better, shall we? Okay. There we go, we got ourselves a docking port.
Meteor storm inbound.
And it's important that you use these angle blocks like this, because if it merges to a flat surface, you are never going to get that ship off unless you grind it down. So if you have these points like this, as it merges, you can easily unmerge it and fly off again without too much worries. Actually, you don't even need that, just like that. Alright, so now that you got that, there we go. You've got a little bit of extra room here for batteries or anything else you might need. If you want to expand batteries, you have oxygen now, but you don't have a cryopod. Now, a cryopod is a fairly important piece of equipment because then you can log off and not have to worry about, oh crap, I lost all my gear. So, just like that. Now you've got a cryopod you can hop into. There we go. And now you can log off for your game nice and easy, no problem. And actually, I don't like the placement of that. Already I'm finding issues with this design. Okay. There we go. And that's piped up to all the oxygen and hydrogen and all that you could possibly need. And it's right by your front door, so if you feel like leaving, it's no big deal. You can leave. Okay. So this is a good start. So once you have enough materials, you can build yourself the build and repair system. This will make it so that any repairs you need to do, you just need to park close enough. And just like that, everything's being repaired. You don't have to worry about anything. It'll automatically pull everything it needs from the assemblers and the refinery. And I think you can even set it to where you can produce others. It's got a lot of settings. Well, point is, if it needs something, it'll tell the assembler to build it. And from there, you can mass produce some ships. Now, it does have a range on it, a certain range, so only ships and stations and all within the immediate area will be built or repaired. So it's a very powerful tool. It does have its limitations, though. Okay. And probably the final thing you would want on your station is an antenna. That way you can find your way back again if you ever lose your way. Just like that, you've got yourself a nice little station, all the production you need, but it doesn't have all the protection you need. So let's work on that. Because there's not much point in having a station if you can't defend it. So we're just going to open up a spot above that large large cargo container. And we're going to build ourselves a defense system. So, Gatling turrets are extremely powerful in this game. These things will absolutely shred enemy ships apart. So you don't have to worry about anything like that. And you want to have as many angles covered as possible. So your front, your back, up and down, you want it all covered, because if someone's coming in directly beneath you, like this, it's really hard for your turrets to get an angle on it and take care of it. So, I'm gonna set that up. There we go. Now we've got all angles of our base defended. It's light defense, but it should be enough to deter any players who think they're trying to be cute and try and sneak up on you. No matter which way you go, you have at least a couple turrets pointing at you, sometimes up to 4 turrets pointing at you if you're attacking from the front, like this. That's 4 Gatling turrets picking away at your ship. So it's a good defense. And it's pretty tough to get past these things as well, so it's very, very good. Okay, so now that you have all of this set up, you want to build a ship to get out and explore some more. So what we're going to build right now is a corvette. A corvette is a small, lightweight, fast ship. Not a whole lot of armor, not a whole lot of defense. However, it is very good for scouting things out and some light hauling work. So you can go out with your corvette, drill up a few supplies, and then bring it back here for repair, refit, whatever. Okay. So this is just going to be a quick and easy little design. Okay. Sorry if I'm going a little quiet. Kind of concentrating on my design phase here. Okay. to screw that up a little bit. Fine. There we go. Okay, everything's piped up. Some reactors. I think a couple more probably wouldn't hurt. Let's see. Okay, those pirate ships are staying well away from us, so no worries. Okay. Let's get ourselves some glass. Don't like how that's turning out. That's alright. We can change our design as much as we want, whenever we want. I'm liking that better already. That's not the right one. Oh, where'd all my glass panels go? There we go. That's looking good already.
Meteor storm inbound.
Yeah, we're looking pretty good so far. We've got our forward back. We need our up and down, left and right thrust. Setting it there ain't gonna work. So left and right. And we just need the up and down. Alright. There we go. And we've got access to our nuclear reactors, so I'm not worried about that getting locked up. Okay. There we go. Oxygen generator. Cargo containers. We can still move around inside the ship, so that's good. Now we've got ourselves a bridge. We've got gyroscopes for maneuverability. Alright. Our Corvette is looking pretty good. It's got some defense. Not a whole lot, though. That's right. Any problems with design phase we'll fix later on. Got some solar panels for some extra power. Now, I want a jump drive in this. So, okay. How's it going, Leo? Okay, that should be just about everything we need. I'm still not satisfied with that. There we go. There we go. Now we've got connectors leading up to the main gun, which is going to be at the top. There we go. That's going to be a bit better. Our oxygen tank isn't producing an oxygen. Why is that not producing oxygen? What's going on here? Ah. It has been met up on the other side here. That's why. Okay. That's a bit of an issue. There we go. Alright. Now we've got an oxygenated ship
Meteor storm inbound.
with docking port, some defenses, somewhat lacking in firepower, so let's work on giving it a little bit of firepower. And I'm building this as a bit of a shroud for extra defense. That way, any incoming fire from the sides is deflected.
You are now listening to Macarosu 8299.
And I don't like how that looks. To be honest. There we go. There we go, that looks better. Okay, so what kind of weapons do we want on the top there? Well, thanks to the Azimuth mod pack, we can have ourselves some heavy-duty Gatling guns, and I think that'll be just about perfect. So let's seal that up. There we have it, a lightly armed and lightly armored little Corvette. Now, let's see how this thing pilots before we get too in-depth. Because we still have to pick a spot where we can put our connector so that we can restock this thing. First things first, test flight. It's very maneuverable. And it's pretty damn fast, too. Nice visibility from the sides. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Okay, so now we gotta figure out where we want our connector for resupply and all, and I'm just gonna stick it right under here. Just like that. And now we have a spot to dock and resupply our ship. Alright, so now you've got your station, you've got your Corvette. Let's see how far this thing can go, actually. Yeah, 2,000 kilometers. So you've got a decent range with that thing. And with the solar panels and a couple of batteries and reactors in there, you're not going to be hurting for power or anything anytime soon. Alright. So I'm going to leave this off here for now. Next time we join in, I'm going to start working on, well, what should I design next time? A frigate? A cruiser? A carrier? I don't know. We'll figure that out later. I'll see you next time, folks.